Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, Russia has warned the United States of grave repercussions if it would carry out an attack against Syrian government forces over reports of a deadly chemical weapons attack. Israel's former defense minister Ehud Barak criticizes Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the security cabinet, warning them that the Israeli home front was not prepared for an all-out war. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani warns the United States that it will regret pulling out of the nuclear deal with the Islamic Republic, threatening President Trump that Tehran's response would be stronger than he thinks. Russia has warned the United States of grave repercussions if it would carry out an attack against Syrian government forces over reports of a deadly chemical weapons attack. During a session of the United Nations Security Council, the Russian ambassador Vasily Nebenzia reiterated that according to findings of an initial Russian-led investigation, claims of a chemical weapons attack were fabricated.
По соответствующим каналам мы уже доводили до американской стороны, что силовые действия под ложными предлогами против Сирии, где по просьбе законного правительства этой страны находятся российские военнослужащие, может привести к самым тяжелым последствиям. Призываем западных политиков поумерить истребиную риторику, серьезно задуматься над возможными последствиями и прекратить безрассудные поползновения, бросающие вызов глобальной безопасности.
The Russian ambassador further emphasized that Moscow urges investigators of the global chemical weapons watchdog to immediately travel to Syria to look into the allegations. The United States, however, brushed off Russia's threats, with U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley pointing to meetings ongoing in Washington in which important decisions are being weighed. Haley warned the international community not to allow the use of chemical weapons to become a new normal, emphasizing that the moment when the world must see justice done has arrived.
The United States is determined to see the monster who dropped chemical weapons on the Syrian people held to account. You have heard what the President of the United States has said about this. Meetings are ongoing. Important decisions are being weighed even as we speak. We are on the edge of a dangerous precipice. The great evil of chemical weapons use that once unified the world in opposition is on the verge of becoming the new normal. The international community must not let this happen. We are beyond showing pictures of dead babies. We are beyond appeals to conscience. We have reached the moment when the world must see justice done.
The Syrian government, on its part, vehemently denied its involvement in any suspected chemical attack, claiming that the regime in Damascus does not possess any type of chemical weapons. Ambassador Jafari further took the opportunity to blame Israel for an attack by unidentified fighter jets on the regime's T4 airbase located near the city of Palmyra, which resulted in the death of 14 people, including Iranian personnel. The Syrian diplomat stressed that the ongoing use of force by the Jewish state against Syrian targets would not have occurred were it not for the unlimited and consistent support of the United States for Israel.
ما كان ليتم لولا الدعم اللامحدود والمستمر الذي تقدمه الإدارة الأمريكية لإسرائيل والحصانة التي توفرها لها من المساءلة في هذا المجلس والتي تمكن إسرائيل من الاستمرار في ممارسة إرهاب الدولة وتهديد السلم والأمن في المنطقة والعالم. وبطبيعة الحال فإن غياب أي ذكر للعدوان الإسرائيلي في بيانات سفراء الدول الغربية في المجلس اليوم يوضح بجلاء أن حكومات بلادهم شركاء في هذا العدوان وحماة له.
The Islamic Republic of Iran confirmed last night that 4 of its military advisors were killed in the strike of the Syrian airbase, with one of the advisors identified as Dikan Yazdeli, who was a member of the Revolutionary Guards Aerospace Force, an Iranian division that operates unmanned aerial vehicles. While Israel has not confirmed nor denied its responsibility for the strike, Intelligence officials told TV7 that the installation that was targeted in the aerial assault was used by Iran's Revolutionary Guards, an indicated red line by Israeli officials. That said, in a rare statement, Israel's foreign ministry in Jerusalem issued a condemnation of the alleged chemical attack on Syrian rebels by regime forces, noting that despite the fact that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad committed to disposing his chemical and biological arsenal, the attack shows clearly that Syria continues to possess lethal chemical weapons capabilities and even manufactures new ones. Meanwhile, Russian officials are reportedly inquiring into the alleged Israeli airstrike on Syria's T4 airbase, demanding explanations from their Israeli counterparts on the attack that was conducted without the knowledge of Moscow ahead of time. Russia underlined the fact that it had military advisors present at the base during the time of the attack, which a Kremlin official described as a cause for concern. Moscow believes that Israel ignored the coordination mechanism with Russia, instead coordinating the attack with the United States. The latest developments in Syria have led to Russia's foreign ministry to break its silence on the developments on Israel's southern frontier with the Gaza Strip, stressing in a statement that the IDF's use of force against Palestinians at protests inside the Gaza Strip was unacceptable. In a statement, the Russian Foreign Ministry criticized what it described as Israel's indiscriminate use of force against the civilian population. The statement refers to the latest Palestinian demonstrations along the enclave's border with Israel, which began on the 30th of March and have been dubbed as the Great March of Return of Palestinian refugees and their descendants to lands they claim to have owned across Israel before the establishment of the Jewish state. In response to the international condemnations and rhetoric against the security measures Israel applies to thwart an attempted breach of its territory, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared that Jerusalem has one clear and simple rule: whomever tries to attack us will be attacked.
יש לנו כלל פשוט וברור, ואנחנו דואגים לתת לו ביטוי תמידי. הקם לפגוע בך, השכם לפגוע בו. ואנחנו לא נותנים כאן, בגבול עזה, בטווח נגיעה, שיגעו בנו. אנחנו ניגע בהם.
Now to a related matter, Israel's former defense minister Ehud Barak criticized Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his security cabinet, warning them that the Israeli home front was not prepared for an all-out war. Barak, who also served as Israel's prime minister from 1999 to 2001 and the IDF chief of staff in the early 90s, warned that the military echelon is doing what it can with the means at its disposal, but the political echelon in the state of Israel, mainly the prime minister, is not meeting its obligations to take whatever action necessary to ensure the home front readiness for the possibility of an all-out war. Barak, who is also the joint most highly decorated soldier in Israel's history, noted that while the Iranians might find another arena in which to respond to Israel's activities against its regional expansion, it is clear that in the long term they won't stop their activities. Meanwhile, in Tehran, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani warned the United States that it will regret pulling out of the nuclear deal with the Islamic Republic, threatening President Trump that Tehran's response would be stronger than he thinks. President Rouhani, who spoke on the occasion of Iran's National Nuclear Technology Day, further noted that the United States would see an Iranian response within a week. President Rouhani further unveiled what he claimed were the Islamic Republic's latest nuclear achievements, including a nuclear battery and centrifuges for the oil industry. Thank you for watching us. Keep praying for the peace of Israel and the peace of Jerusalem. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have a Erev Tov, and we will see you again tomorrow at the same time.